Can HTC make you care again? In amongst the flashy launches from Samsung, OnePlus, LG and Motorola, it's easy to forget that we haven't yet seen a 2018 flagship from HTC. Until now, that is. The HTC U12 Plus will be the brand's high-end device for 2018 and, rather oddly, it won't be joined by a regular HTC U12. I like this often. Non-Plus models are lacking high-end features, but then why not simply call it the HTC U12? The Plus moniker implies there's another version. Naming aside, the HTC U12 Plus feels like a safe bet from HTC. In many ways it's similar to the HTC U11 Plus, but with an updated EdgeSense system for interacting with the phone through a series of squeezes, alongside the usual array of improved internal components we've come to expect from a 2018 phone. There's no notch. The big news regarding the HTC U12 Plus design is that there's no notch. Unlike the majority of 2018 flagships, the 6-inch display here isn't interrupted by an unwelcome cutout. The rest of the design is fairly standard. I could say it's boring, but then don't all phones look kind of boring these days? It's a glass-clad device that feels far thicker than it should, but it still has that high-end finish for which HTC is known. It's rated IP68 for water resistance, lacks a headphone jack and still a fairly noticeable bezel at the top and bottom of the display. At least it comes in a pretty cool translucent colorway. One design decision that does stand out is the removal of all hardware buttons. Instead of mechanical switches, the standby button and volume rocker here are just for show. You'll get a bit of haptic response when you tape then. It's an odd sensation. There's something quite reassuring about having a proper standby switch that's missing here. Obviously, Apple has done something similar in the past with Touch ID, but a real button also featured for backup if something went wrong. The real standout feature, unique to the HTC U12 Plus, is EdgeSense 2. First introduced on the HTC U11, EdgeSense enables interaction with the phone through squeezing its sides. The second iteration of the technology isn't only more sensitive, but it lets you evoke other functions simply by taping the sides. For instance, you can map a tape to bring up a quick app launcher, with the squeeze opening the camera. On paper it sounds like a gimmick, but having used the U11 for a fair time, the feature is surprisingly useful. The squeeze functionality works in apps, too, and this doesn't require the developer to update anything. You just do it through the EdgeSense settings panel. A squeeze to zoom in on maps or skip a track in Spotify becomes natural almost instantly. Alongside the Pixel 2 and iPhone X, the U11 and U11 Plus had one of the best phone cameras of 2017. What sets HTC's photos apart is their realism. Where other phones focus on hyping up the colors and saturation, snaps from the U11 look natural and detailed. In the U12 Plus, HTC has added a secondary camera for twice zooming in to help with the new live bokeh modes. This shows the bokeh effect in real time, so you don't need to chance a shot to see what it looks like after the fact. Other camera improvements include a new HDR boost mode and improved focusing. We'll have to spend more time with the phone to judge the difference these make to images.